elements of that is the rainy day funds. And I think that one of the things that our organization, our membership, perhaps doesn't understand as much about the rainy day funds. Maybe you can give us some insight. We put an element into our puzzle piece about the rainy day funds. You've been through the point in time where we've grown the funds. You've also been through the point in time where we had to expend all of those funds. Talk to us about the importance and the priority of the legislature and maybe even you as the majority leader give to that element of and how maybe the public should be thinking about these types of savings accounts.
That's a really fair and thoughtful question. When I was first elected and started to serve, which in my mind really wasn't that many years ago, but I guess it is now, the rainy day fund was quite modest in the amount of money that we had. And my rememberer is probably wrong, but I want to remember it was in the $40 to $60 million range. Mm-hmm. Well, right before the Great Recession, I don't like that term, but I respect it, we had just about $400 million in savings. And we had several who advocated, it's raining now, spend it all now. God, we saw that countless times, at least in my mind, on editorial pages and from single interest groups. And we said, no, we don't know how long this recession is going to last. We're going to feather out those dollars. We agree, it's raining now. Mm-hmm. But we took a measured approach. And frankly, that last year, we had to make cuts that are not fun to make. In the K-12 world, who wants to cut money in a classroom? We seriously and adversely cut monies that went to our universities. But we were grateful we didn't have to cut as much as we did because we still had some money in our rainy day funds. I've now been majority leader through 2 recessions. I've had to champion a sales tax increase. Voting for tax cuts is a lot more fun than voting for a tax increase because I know that I'm picking the pockets of some people that frankly for them that's hard. Mm-hmm. And I read their emails. I take the phone calls. It's tough. And same way with setting a tougher budget than we would like. One of the smartest things that my predecessors gave to Idaho was to create a rainy day fund and to then fund the fund. All right, so now what your question is, all right, what's the number?
What's the number?
Well, the number in 1998 was about 40 to 60 million. The number in the late 2008, 2009 was at about 400 million. Now, what we've learned, or what we seem to be learning, is that these recessions are coming closer together and they're going deeper. The first one that we were in was a V-shaped. I mean, we went in, we believed we were coming out quick, and Governor Kempthorne was right. This last one was more of an L-shaped recession, where we did not know for sure when it was coming back up. Well, we're encouraged, but we're not enthusiastic about this economy. So what's the number? I'd be dishonest with you if I told you that I knew what that number was. But I do know that 400, in my opinion, should be your floor, okay, not your ceiling. What's the right number from there? Well, that's for, I think, future legislatures to wrestle with, just as legislatures after 1998 wrestled with that number, and they kept socking money away. You and I, in our individual budgets, I hope we're putting money away each month, or at least once a year, and then, of course, April 15th rolls around and the government sucks a lot of it back out. Right. But planning for tough times, I think, is a smart thing to do, and our state government and our education system benefited from it. I think we would be wise to continue that with at least that minimum number going forward.
Well, thank you for those insights. We appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time to be here on this edition of Policy Connections.